My name is Tyler Cesario, and this is my Philosophy of Music Education video. So, my philosophy of music education summed up into one grand thesis statement would be music needs to be fun, and music education should aspire to create lifelong musical people. Now, this is a lot easier said than done. It's kind of a big statement, but I think it can be accomplished. But to do that, I think there has to be sort of three things that also need to fall in place before music can be fun and it can create musical people. The first thing is probably the most important thing. The music classroom should be a safe space for all students. It needs to be a space that is open about social issues and social justice. Marissa Silverman talks about, in her article, Sites of Social Justice, a Community Music in New York City. She talks about social justice in aspects regarding to the music classroom, and the one thing she sort of mentions is this idea of love. Now, it's not an idea of romantic love, but more so the idea of communal love and humanism, really. And that's very important in a music classroom. My next big point is that music has to be relevant to the students. And if it's not, it's the teacher's responsibility to make music relevant to the students. Otherwise, music can't be fun. In Wiggins and Epsland article, Creating in Music Learning Contexts, they talk about this idea of composing. Now, this composing idea is wonderful when it comes to the music classroom, because the best way for music to connect to someone is if that music comes from someone. So this can be the easiest way to make music relevant to students, because if they can create it, they can emotionally understand it, they can technically understand it, and they can poetically understand it if there happens to be lyrics. More on this in using already composed music to relate to students. Using their music can be very helpful, but not in the traditional way, more of in a reciprocal teaching type of way, where the students teach each other and they are sort of the culture bearer to their own learning. My third point is that music education needs to both honor the future and the past. Everything, not just music, can learn from the past and can embrace the future. We can't forget about what has happened, but we can't ignore what is happening in music or deny to take it to its possible destination. Now, John Cradis talks about in Music Education at its Tipping Point. He says that music education must find ways to keep up with the changing musical culture and preserve the best of our musical past. It's not this idea of one or the other, because then music education could be split into conservative and radically new. But when these things are combined, when you are learning from the past and you are embracing the future, you can create new experiences and you can interpret old things in new ways. So with these 3 points in place, I think music can be fun, and music education can create lifelong musical people.